Hello and welcome back to Greenhill Junction. So this video I'm going to show you how to fit a Hornby TTS sound chip to this Hornby A4. Reason I'm doing it is because I'm new to the whole sound thing, and I had a look about and there actually wasn't a video that I could find of fitting it to this. So I made a mistake with my first chip, which fried the chip and cost me 36 quid because I had to buy another one. So I thought, well, I'll do this video so hopefully nobody else makes that mistake, because you've no idea how annoyed I was. So I'm going to fit the chip to Samara Wilson. It's a relatively new version of the A4 from Hornby, so it's set up to receive a sound chip. And the one I've got is just the Hornby TTS A4 sound chip. Reason I got this was because it's one of the cheaper ones, if not the cheapest one. When I was researching this, it's phenomenal. Some of the chips you see people fitting are like over £100. I think I saw one for the Hornby 66, which itself is about £80 odd for the model, and the sound chip was over £100, and I just thought that's ludicrous. It's good marketing if you get anyone to spend that money, to be honest. So I managed to get this for £36 delivered online from actually a model shop through in Edinburgh. So that was quite good. Now the other thing about this is the instructions manual. If anyone else has these issues with instructions, please let me know, because it's one of my biggest frustrations. We spend a lot of money on this and you get, well, that's basically these instructions, which they don't tell you at all how to fit it. They just basically tells you what you've got and you're like, yeah, I know what I've got, it's a TTS decoder, I don't need an A4 page telling me that. So that annoyed me before I fried my chip. So that's what you get in the packet. You get your speaker, and then in here's your decoder plus I think it's an amplifier for the thing. So probably should open this before I started the video, never mind. Right, you also get these two screws, tiny screws. No idea what they're for, because you think the speaker comes in its own wee sort of surround thing with a lid. So you think, great, those screws will just, attach the lid to the speaker surround. Nope, they're too big. Sorry, the screws are too small, they just fall through those holes and don't grip to anything. So I've got no idea what those two screws are. Feel free to educate me. Right, so to get into the chip and the speaker going to tender this, it's actually quite easy to get into. All you have to do is just pry off the what do you call it, coupling from the back, and then there's a big screw underneath it that you unscrew, and then it just comes off like that. Okay, so this is a standard DCC chip, because obviously I've been running this DCC now, I'm going to put in sound, so I need to take that out. For anyone that gets this brand new, all you'll have a blanking plate in there, and that's it. So now I have seen one, in fact a lie there, I've seen one video of this being fitted, and in fact there was a couple of videos and they started like tremoling out the inside of this tender and things like that, and you don't have to do that. Okay, it is actually set up for the speaker going in, it just doesn't look like it right now. What you need to do is just move that out of the way. So you need to undo these two screws, which will reveal another screw underneath, and you undo that. Yeah, let's get a pointer in. You undo that screw as well. So undo these two, reveals another screw underneath, undo that screw that's underneath that, undo that, and this whole weight will come off. Alright, so I'll do that just now, and then I'll show you the mistake I made and how to properly fit it. So back in a bit. Right, so I've switched up to an elevated view because it's just going to be easier to see. Right, you don't need to worry about the loco. That's got nothing to do with this. Okay, everything we're going to do is in the tender. So that's what we had before. So undo these two screws, and that screw hole there's another screw, one of these. So unscrew that, and then this weight comes away. And what you need to do is just feed this thing underneath. Okay, so you get your basic chassis here, okay, and this is where the speaker's going to go. Alright, so what you need to do is, so you need to take the speaker out this case that it comes in. I don't really know why it's in this case, and the instructions don't tell you why, so anyone knows, feel free to comment. So you need the speaker out like that, so you just left with that to go in your spare parts bin, and then, so this is the amplifier I think, and that's your DCC chip, okay. So this is where I got, well, I cost myself £36. Do not put the speaker in that hole that way and then switch the electricity on, because there are two little electrical connections there, bare electrical connections, and you've got a bare electrical connection there. So when I did that, put it on the track, put on the power, I fried the speaker, I fried the amplifier to the point that when I put my fingers on it, it would actually warm my fingers, and that was 36 quid down the drain. So if you pick up end for this video, don't do that and save yourself some money. What you have to do is put the speaker in that way the best you can. Try and get these wires out the way. In fact, it's probably going to be better to go in underneath. It's fiddly this with big fat fingers like mine. So that's the speaker in. There's no screws to hold it in, it just kind of fits in kind of snug. Now you've got to feed everything through that hole. So start off with this. Just be real careful here, this is all kind of delicate electronics. I haven't made the hole big enough, so that's something. And that comes through as well. Right, so that's everything fed through, so now what you've got to do is kind of shimmy it about and make sure that you're not trapping too many wires. Now what I've got to do is screw that back down, screw that back down, and screw that back in place. So I'll crack on with that just now and we'll come back. Right, so that's all screwed back down. This does not go completely flush because of that great big speaker under there, but you have to get the screw on this side down so that you get the chip plate, whatever you want to call it, down properly. So this screw is a bit high at this side, but hopefully that will not cause me an issue. Some people will probably be saying I should be wrapping that in tape. Probably should. Don't have any tape, so I can't find any, so I'm going to leave it just now. Always something I can come back to. So what we need to do is plug in the chip as you would with any normal DCC. Once I find the one, which is there, so 1 to 1. Make sure I'm not trapping any wires, and that's it in. Right, so you see now there's actually not much to get in the tender, and you've got a big void in the tender there, and there's a void up the side, either side. So you know, it fits pretty well. What I'm going to do before I put it back together is I'm going to test this. Now, I need to program it into my Z21, but I'm going to do a separate video on that because I have severe issues with the Z21 manual, and again there's not a lot of videos showing you how to program new locos into the Z21, so I'm going to kind of cheat. I'm going to program it off camera to make sure this works, and then I'll show you it working, and we'll stop this video there, and then my next video will essentially be how to program a new loco into Z21. So be back in a sec. Okay, welcome back. Right, I've programmed it all in. You just need to wait in anticipation for the video for that, if you really want to see that. And there she is on the way out. Suppose nothing for it, but to get the sound going, so put it on the drive. Does that. Doesn't do much until you move it off. So come back as a guard whistle if you want. And then as you bring the speed up, it basically starts chuffing. Yeah, it's not bad. Little whistle. It's not a fantastically smooth transition. That might have something with the CVs. I might reprogram CVs. Maybe that in another video as well. And it is quite loud, so I'll need to see if I can turn down the volume. I think I can. Slow it down, bring it in the station. There you go. So you can see with that drive button, it does all the sounds, and then you've got all the ancillary sounds around it. Just switch that off. Now what I do have is I've got another chip to fit in woodcock, which is sitting there, and I got some iPhone speakers, because there'll be someone saying, why haven't you put an iPhone speaker on? Because basically I wanted to see what it sounds like with the Hornby one, and it sounds alright, I think. Like I said, it's quite loud. I'm going to try and turn that down. But what I'll do is I'll fit the chip to woodcock, and I will fit the iPhone speaker to one of them, and then we'll just have the two side by side, and just see the difference in the sound and the sound quality, if there is any difference. So I hope you found that video useful on how to put the chip in to the A4. Leave me any comments you have, and subscribe to keep up to date with the channel. Thanks very much for watching. I'll speak again soon. Cheers.